Hi everybody, this is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading, and I hope everybody's having a good day. Eastern Kentucky here has continued to experience a lot of heavy rain, and if you've been watching the news, that a little bit southeast of here, the towns are buried underwater. What most people don't prep for, and I see it a lot in our community, is their pets, including their farm animals, their chickens, etc. Of course, when there are catastrophes like the one that happened in eastern Kentucky, there is not a lot of time to escape, especially when the rains are coming heavily at the wee hours of the morning. But I want to do a video about prepping for your pets, your animals. Some of you know that I have a 501c3 nonprofit cat rescue. It's called Freya's Cat Rescue. It was incorporated, or I should say formed, in 2012. And it started out in New Jersey, and then I moved to rural Kentucky. I was heavily involved in what is called trap, neuter, return. Although most of the times I didn't return the cats. I socialized them inside of my house. But it's really important to prep for your pets. If you have to leave your home, do you have pet carriers for every one of your animals? Are you able to trap those hard-to-trap animals outside? Do you have what it takes to care for their ears, nose, throat, eye infections, antibiotics for your pets in case of an emergency, like the one that happened in eastern Kentucky? Most people don't. When I moved from New Jersey to Kentucky, I rented an RV, and I had to trap inside of my own house some semi-feral cats that I had socialized to living indoors. Just because they're socialized to living indoors doesn't always mean they're socialized to being pet. Or they can be socialized to the individual who rescued them and not to anyone else. Therefore, they're not adoptable. Hence, having so many rescue cats. So I transported to Kentucky 28 rescue cats. How did I do that? I bought 35 pet carriers. I already had some, of course. I bought more traps. Medications for them, things to help them in transport. So I'm going to review some of the supplies that I have for my cat rescue and that you might be able to utilize for your cats, dogs, even if you've got some strays outside, and even for your chickens. Okay, the first thing I'm going to discuss are the carriers, the pet carriers. I purchased, I think it was 35 of these pet carriers. The reason I chose these, and you can see here's my cat rescue, Freya's Cat Rescue. The reason I chose these is because they are approved for flying for the airplane. They're very sturdy. They can pull apart and stack inside of each other to save room, which I have a lot of them assembled already and some of them stacked. But you can fit in here 2 cats. You can fit a small dog in here, maybe even a middle range dog. But it's heavy, durable, and it is safe on an airplane. So for instance, in eastern Kentucky, some of those people were airlifted out of the water. They did rescue a couple of dogs. Unlike dogs, cats will tend to hide to the highest place. Cats will find the best hiding spot. When I survived Hurricane Sandy, many of those cats disappeared. Their homeowners, when they returned home, could not find their pets. There was actually one cat that returned to their homeowner. One morning, she goes out onto her deck. 9 months later, she hears a meowing, and her cat shows up 9 months later. So I highly recommend everybody buy one pet carrier per pet. It could be a hard pet carrier like this, a square, which is airplane approved. It could be a smaller pet carrier like this. This one is a little bit smaller, and again, it pulls apart, so you can actually use the bottom as a litter box when you get to where you're going. There's a lock here. And then these are my traps. Of course, they're a little pricey. This is called True Catch Traps, and it's the LTD version. These are heavy duty powder coated traps. You can trap a raccoon, a skunk, a possum, your animals, your feral cats. Hard to trap animals by placing the bait back in here and raising. Let's see if I could do it with one hand. I've got Federal Express here too. And opening the trap door here, and you've got this little lever here that holds it open. And then what happens is when the animal walks in here, it triggers that flap door, which I'll try to do to show you. It triggers the trap door and the animal gets trapped inside. The best thing to do is to have a cover on top so the animal doesn't get freaked out. Let's see if I can trigger it here. Of course. Let's see. There we go. So I highly recommend these traps. They come in all different sizes for all different size animals, and I'll show you. This is what it looks like. Okay, so one carrier per animal. One carrier per animal. I know that these things are quite heavy. Cumulatively, when you have an animal inside of it. But if you want to save your animals, this is what you do. Also, you can purchase pet carriers that are backpacks. If you've got a small animal, small cat or dog, you can buy a backpack that has the screen mesh on it and wear it on your back. They have cross-shoulder body bags for pets, and they also have soft pet carriers. For the Kentucky floods, I donated one of these and a soft pet carrier that can be worn on the shoulder, and some cat and dog food. But let me show you some of the supplies that I have for my cats here. Oh, and also dog wee-wee pads. They come in all shapes and sizes, and they are highly absorbent, and this is a must-have. You must have these for all different reasons, not just for the cats and dogs, not just for your animals, and for lining your pet carriers. But this is one of the niftiest supplies that I haven't heard anybody speak about in the prepper community. They can be so big that you can cut them into small pieces, and they're highly absorbent. So women out there, if you can't find those sanitary napkins, this is your next best bet. These are large. Let me open one up for you. This is not even the largest version, but this could be cut in so many different pieces. I cut them sometimes when I'm raising right now baby chicks, and I'll put this underneath their water dish so that they don't mess up their bedding, which they do anyway. But this is so highly absorbent, you can use this as a sanitary napkin. You can cut it into small pieces. If you have puddles of water, you can turn this upside down, and I do this sometimes, turn it upside down, and it will absorb so much water to get it out of your way. So that's that. Get yourself a box or a bag of wee pads, dog, cat wee pads. Very important, and they're really lightweight. For animals they get stuck in the water, they get waterlogged, you need a nasal syringe. You would need this if they have a cold or congestion anyway. So this is a baby syringe, so it's multi-purpose, and this basically goes inside the nose. But before you put it in your nose, you squeeze it, get the air out, and then slowly open it, and it sucks out all the mucus. Most pet owners already have a nail cutter. You don't want your pet clawing at you during an emergency situation. Everybody go now and go trim your dogs and cats' nails. Give them a manicure and a pedicure. This is a flea tick comb. It's very tiny, and when you comb through your pet, you will find all those nasty little critters. To retrieve those nasty little critters, you can purchase a tick remover tool. This is called Tick Tornado. I'm not affiliated with Tick Tornado. When those critters are lost and then come back, their ears are going to be absolutely filthy. I purchase online these long wooden Q-tips. They're tapered at the tip to get into the tiny crevices, and you could purchase 300, 400, 500 of them at a time. You can also buy the regular cotton swabs, which are good for all kinds of things. Here are pet grooming wipes. This is for dogs and cats, and it's very gentle. I believe there's aloe in here. So they're wet wipes, basically, for pets. So you can wipe down your pet in case they're grimy. You can use them to clean their ears, in between their toes, their nose, their eyes even. Although I do have something for their eyes, which I'm going to show you next. So this is Frisco. Again, I'm not affiliated with any of these companies. Here is an ear solution. This one is a little bit more antibiotic. And I'll just show you the back here. And what do I have here? This is for ear mites. Let's see if you can see this. The sun is finally coming out. This is BioGroom Ear Mite Treatment. Let's see if I can get a better picture here. I also have, this is a waterless shampoo for cats. They also have it for dogs. This is Burt's Bees. Again, I'm not affiliated with Burt's Bees. Apple and honey. You spray it on your animal and then wipe it down, and it gets them pretty clean. And everybody must have in their prepper pantry for you and for your pets hydrogen peroxide. And there are a lot of people in the pet community that say, do not use peroxide on a pet's wounds. Well, let me tell you, if your pet is infected and you have nothing else, you use hydrogen peroxide diluted 50-50. You can also add it to tainted water. I actually add it to their humidifier in the wintertime. Here is some ear therapy. Antifungal, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory. There's nothing worse for your pets than getting an ear infection. They're itching, they're scratching, they'll get bloody. Again, that's why it's really important to keep their nails short. And also, everybody, I'm going to reinstate that, say it again. Please, after viewing this, cut your pet's nails, the front and the back. In an emergency, if you have to grab that animal, they are going to be frantic. The last thing you want is to lose your pet because they are digging their claws into you because they are scared out of their minds. And yes, folks, I use organic castor oil for myself, but this is very good for your cat's ears. If they've got an ear infection, you can put a little bit of this on a Q-tip and coat their ears. I will tell you that bugs will not stick to your cat's ears. They absolutely hate this. Plus, castor oil is a good coating if your pet has a bruise and you don't have anything else, you don't have the money for some of the more costly antibiotics. You can use this and wrap your pet's feet or bruise with castor oil. Now here are some ear wipes with coconut oil and aloe. These are just little pads, sort of like the kind of pads that you would wash your face with, but these are specifically made for cats' ears, and they're really nice. These are 100 pre-soaked wipes. Now this is something that they actually don't like it, but this is pet lysine, Lysine. It is a powder, it's a supplement, and it's good for the immune system, especially in the winter time. It comes in, let's see, how many ounces is this? This one expires in 2024. And it's sort of like the lysine, that humans use if you get a cold sore on your lips and you use the lip Lysine Ointment. This is the powder form, and you mix it with water. You can mix it with their food. It's very bitter, so you don't want to use a lot of it, but it is a great immune support. And the reason I'm moving back and forth is because on my table, the sunlight is shining very brightly. So what I have done is I have a mason jar, and in my mason jar I have some cotton balls, some Swisper cotton swabs. I'll show you here. They're rounds, they're cotton rounds, and these are also good to clean your pet's nose, eyes, and of course a dual purpose to take off your eye makeup for the women or for anything else. A lot of times I will spray this with some of their ear or eye ointments and just wipe around their ears with this. And you can buy packages of this. I'll show you the one that I have. So in here, in this little mason jar, I have some cotton balls on the bottom, some of those pads, and some regular Q-tips that I keep in their room. In their cat building. One second. Okay, now you've got to have on hand and tapeworm dewormer. I'm not going to say it on the channel here, but you can read this. It's for cats, but for some people it is safe for humans who have perhaps taken internally something that is toxic that you want removed from your body. These are Gauze Inserts. If your pet has a wound and you need to wrap it, you can wrap it with these gauze, and then this non-stick tape, which I highly recommend you're having at least one per pet, because it goes really fast if you have to wrap a wound. Last summer I had a chicken, a baby, that was gifted to me. It had a broken leg and I had to nurse it back, and I wrapped its leg with this, and the bone actually did heal and it was able to walk and even fly again. Now this is, you can find this on Amazon. See, I just received this year. This is Terramycin. I highly recommend Terramycin for any kind of eye infections for your pet. I have used this for years, like decades, on my cats. I always keep a couple of tubes on hand. It is a little pricey. If you go onto Amazon, I think it's $28, and it's the tiniest tube, but you only need a dot, a small dot in each eye for about 3 days, and that infection will disappear completely. I'm not affiliated with Terramycin. This one expires in 5/2024. I just purchased it. Let's see what else I've got here. Vetericin. Now this is miracle stuff. I have to tell you, this miracle spray is good for your cat, your dog, your rabbit, your horse, even your birds, your chickens and stuff. I've sprayed this on my chickens' bare backs after they've been assaulted by the roosters and their feathers have fallen out. This is great, great stuff. Again, it's a little bit costly. It's an antimicrobial. It's wound and skin care. And they have it in many different sizes and applications. So I highly recommend buying this. Let's see. This expires the end of this year. But the one thing about all of these things, don't pay too much mind to the expiration date. This is like planned obsolescence. This stuff lasts for a long time, probably another 2 years post the expiration date that's posted here. Okay, what else do we have here? Okay, here are those cotton rounds. Soft and strong, 100% cotton, USDA, 80 count. I always keep a bunch of these on hand. Of course, you've got to have a brush. You've got to have a brush for your pets. I like this one because you can clean it this way. When I moved from New Jersey to Kentucky, I invested in Rescue Remedy. This is a homeopathic natural stress relief for pets. And what I did was I put a dab of it inside of all their pet carriers. And it's actually good for you folks too. But you don't have to buy the one for pets. It's for travel, it's liquid, and it's for stressful events. So I haven't used this one yet. I'm not going to say too much about this for the people out there that have fish. You can see what this is, right? It's a powder, and you mix it with water. And when pets get infections, like your fish get infections, you'll dip your fish in this antibiotic. But this antibiotic can also be used for pets and humans. So stock up on this stuff, guys. I purchase a lot of my things, my supplies from Chewy.com. Freya's Cat Rescue is a Chewy.com partner. If you mention us, I believe that they will donate something and give you a discount on your first order. We also have a wish list, a Chewy.com wish list, and we so appreciate anybody that donates to our rescue here in rural Kentucky, Freya's Cat Rescue. And let's see what else we've got here. Okay, we've got eye wash pads. So we've got ear wash pads, eye wash pads, and this is a probiotic. This is in a tube. You screw it up, and then you push it down, like an injection, and you can apply it to the cat food. It's probiotic. You can also purchase the lysine in this tube and other kinds of vitamins. This is a probiotic that helps with digestion. This is just something that I keep in with my little pet stuff, Wipe and Go. They're little towelettes. I recommend you're keeping, whatever you have, whatever kind of wipes that you have for your pets, for yourself. There are a lot more. I'm going to show you here what I've got so you can see what we have here. Tapeworm, cutters, ear solution, grooming wipes, eye wipes, ear therapy, hydrogen peroxide, gauze inserts, lysine, vetericin, a fish, can I say it? I don't know if can I say it? Fish mucks. And get yourself a little container and put all your little clean ear, eyes, nose wipes here. If anybody has any questions about what other supplies I utilize, feel free to email me at alternativehomesteading@gmail.com. I just created that account a couple of weeks ago. And once again, my rescue for anybody that wants to donate or select us as a charity on Amazon Smile. Most people are unfamiliar that Amazon has a charity portal. It's called smile.amazon.com. Basically what it is, once you select your favorite rescue or charity, you know, there are a lot of YouTubers that have stores. But for the charities, what happens is I don't receive any money, but my cat rescue receives, you know, a few pennies, a few dollars on every one of your purchases. So on a quarterly basis, I'll receive a tally of the donations, and usually every quarter we'll receive a check that goes into the rescue account. And I really appreciate anybody that signs up for Amazon Smile. It's very simple. Every time you go onto Amazon, it will alert you. Once you've selected a rescue, it will alert you. Do you want to go to the Smile portal? It's actually the same thing. It's just a payment portal. When you go to that payment portal, everything that you purchase is now on the donation list, meaning that if you purchase $100 of items, Amazon will donate a small percentage of your purchase to Freya's Cat Rescue. There are certain times of the year where they will donate more, like on Prime Day and around Christmas and the holidays and stuff. So I really appreciate anybody who adds us as their favorite rescue. Anybody that has questions about these traps, True Catch Trap. These are PetMate pet carriers. This is Essentials pet carrier. And then all of these supplies here. The sun is coming out, it's hard to see. If you have any questions, email me at alternativehomesteading@gmail.com. Oh, and lastly, I have a tiny little litter box here. And I carried all of these supplies out in this little litter box. And it is wonderful to have an extra little litter box on hand for any number of things. I also purchased extra ones of these for my garden, believe it or not. You can puncture holes in them and plants in here. But it's just a tiny little litter box. It won't take up a lot of space in case you need it for your cats. This is Lorraine, Alternative Homesteading. I hope you're all having a good day, and please prep for your pets. If you love your animals as I do, during an emergency, you really want to do everything you possibly can to save them. Signing off for now.